Have you ever heard of the lost episode of SpongeBob from season 1? It was aired at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the episode was Sandy's Rocket, and it was going to air at 1 p.m. for the first time, but it never did. Instead, there was supposed to be a repeat of Jellyfish Jam at 1 p.m., but at 1 p.m., the viewers were shown a half an hour message saying that they decided to air Sandy's Rocket at 2 a.m. But the viewers were not shown Sandy's rocket, but something much more disturbing. The viewers reported seeing an episode that they could not believe the Nickelodeons would air. They said that it came out with a title card saying SpongeBob's Bad Day. The episode started with SpongeBob walking to the free tree dome, but he looked depressed. Then it cut to two frames of SpongeBob with black holes for eyes. Also, there was also no opening theme, but instead it showed a picture of SpongeBob crying. It was then cut to when SpongeBob goes into the tree dome, and he said, "Hey Sandy, I've been waiting for you by the whole time." But he saw Sandy covered in blood, dead and all mangled and cut up at the corpse on the ground, and her eyes were gouged out. SpongeBob screamed in fear. Strangely, he wasn't wearing his water helmet. Then it cut to static, and then the laughing sounds for a minute can be heard. And the viewers were shown a couple of grotesque images of SpongeBob that they can't describe how horrifying they were. Then it cut to an image of SpongeBob with his head cocked back and his eyeballs hanging out of his head, and even one of the other had a red pupil. Then they heard realistic screaming. It sounded like it came from their house. Then it come to static again, and for a minute, it then cut back to SpongeBob. He had dead bodies by him, and they were all real dead people, not cartoon people. Then the screen then showed a red picture of Patrick and SpongeBob with holes for eyes and no mouth. You can hear "Join us in hell." There were Russian texts above which translates to "death as our only release." And then it showed the early version of SpongeBob, and creepy music that sounded like Mickey Mouse.avi playing in the background. It showed SpongeBob's house, if it was on fire, and blood was going down the walls on the screen that said something very terrifying. "I will find you and haunt you down." Also, what was strange was that Patrick and Squidward's houses were not there, but instead big holes with fire coming out of them where the houses used to be. Then it flashed 666, and then it cut to a picture of SpongeBob with blood coming out of his holes in his body. The screen then turned gray, and it showed a picture of Patrick with a gun. Then the episode was over, and the viewers heard a gunshot. Only 500 people were known to have viewed the episode, and 200 of them were found dead, and the other 300 had trauma issues and sent to an insane asylum because they claim that SpongeBob is trying to kill them. And the only one person who can get out of this insane asylum is told this tale. He said that he doesn't have much to live, so he told the other people about his tale and his dying wish. He was found dead 10 days later. And that, my little pretties, was SpongeBob's Bad Day, a SpongeBob lost episode creepypasta. Yeah, my final thoughts on this story. Okay, before I get to reviewing this episode, this story, I need to make a few things here. Now, to clear this up, this story was actually reposted on the Geoshia Lost Episode Wiki by King Olly, the Origami King. But I am not sure who the original author who wrote this story is, so yeah. I don't know who the original author of this story is, so I tried to find it, but I can't seem to find out who the original author of the story is. If I ever do manage to find out who the original author is, maybe in a couple of, maybe in a couple of years or so, I will, be sure to give this author proper credit. And I want to thank so much to, King Oily, the Origami King, if he ever were to come across this video, that he reposted the story on there. Because I think it got removed from the Geoshia Lost Episode Wiki at one point. So, yeah. I mean, I'm going to sit here and be brutally honest. This story was not good. I mean, Well, the grammar was alright, but I mean, most of it is just run on sentences. Like, there's run on sentences, in certain parts, which is why I had trouble reading the story. Like, some of these don't have sentences, don't have period, have commas where they should be. Like, there's places where periods are that should have been commas or something. I mean, one thing I would have to say is that there is run-on sentences. I mean, the sentence structuring needs work. I mean, I had trouble reading this story, most of it because of how poorly this story was, structured in sentence structuring. I mean, the grammar was alright, okay, but it does need to be a bit of work. That I can definitely say that. Along with other things I have to say is that it's cliched. Like having it be narrated to in the morning when it was supposed to be Sandy's rocket, but it's not. It's SpongeBob's bad day where SpongeBob has a bad day. I mean, where do I begin with this episode? First, it starts off, with SpongeBob walking into the tree dome and he has black holes, which why is there like black holes with eyes just like Max and Ruby? Like why is there Max Ruby 004 references in this story? It doesn't really work with the story. I'm sorry. It really doesn't. Like I mean, that part in there alone just made me want to That's exactly what I was like when I first, saw those parts. I'm like, "Oh my gosh. Why can't people come up with something original nowadays? Not just sit there and, recycle, stuff that other pastas used. Like, there's absolutely no reason at all for that. I mean, I've watched a couple of narrations of this story. I'm not gonna lie, there's actually a few narrations of this story. So I decided to go ahead and to do a narration of this. I mean, why? Just why? Why is it that this story had to sit there and, well, put this, why? Just why? I don't even know what to say or do anymore. Like, I mean, I've seen other people narrate this story, and this story was just honestly cliched as cliche could honestly be. Like, I mean, this is kind of why I was hesitant to narrate this one, because SpongeBob's Bad Day wasn't that great. I mean, why is there reasons why SpongeBob ends up doing all this horrible things the way he did? And I mean, the red pupil cliche, ugh, my god. And why? Why is this? This is basically a copy and paste of Max and Ruby 004. Now, that one, although it wasn't really the best Lost Episode Pasta, at least then that one was actually good with the grammar and all that. This one didn't. I mean, this one could have been something, decent or something, but unfortunately that's not the case. Like, and then it has the deaf as our only release. These Russian text, which was translated. Why? Why did the author had to recycle that part? Like, there's no reason why they needed to recycle that or even use it, because that's just basically ripping off Max and Ruby 004. If those references were taken out and the cliches were taken out and everything was like rewritten, then maybe the story would be a lot more better. Unfortunately, that's not for this case. Like, I mean, and then this gleaming cliche. Oh my god, gleaming cliche. Sorry about that, guys. I was tired. I was yawning, and I mean, why you have to flash 666 on the screen? My god. Like, other creepypastas have done that. Like, why is that the case? Why is there a reason for that? And why does it have a Patrick having a gun? And I mean, like, and the people, half of 500 people who saw it, and then 200 people die, and then 300 had to go to a same asylum. Like, how would an episode of SpongeBob do that is so traumatizing? Like, I mean, I know SpongeBob There was like a couple episodes where SpongeBob, an episode where they, to traumatize kids. But this is just ridiculous of its own sense. Like it's really, 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 really ridiculous. I mean, I don't understand why, but this story was not good. I am going to be completely and utterly honest. I'm just this story was just not that great. It was cliched. It honestly really didn't. Oh yeah. Oh god. I'm sorry, people, but this story was just not good. I mean, like, if you want to give it a read, that's fine. If you want to, yeah. Feel free to leave me what your thoughts are on this story. And also, I want to say, like I'm going to say, this is simply my own personal opinion. If you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas. This is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story would have to be a 1 out of 10. Only giving it a 1 because the grammar was okay, but that's just basically it. Everything else was just dumb, cliched, rip off of, Max and Ruby 004. Ugh. I mean, the references in there did not really work with the story, and it doesn't make it even scary either. That's why this story gets what it is. I mean, like, I'm gonna definitely say this story was just, cliched as honest it can be. But yeah. Anyways, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? And did you like it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you're new to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss the upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.